by Nikki and Daniel. Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Oh, I'm surprised you're able to join us as well, Nikki.
Oh yeah, gotta be here for this.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, so sorry about the delay. There was previous nonprofits, but again, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And, feel free to just take it away about what your mission is for Land Conservancy.
Sure, no problem. I did prepare a few slides on a PowerPoint, but maybe in the interest of time, we can just we can skip that, or how would you like to proceed?
Whatever works best for you. Yes, slides would be great, actually. I think you're able to share screen or share your screen too.
It says here that you have disabled participants.
Dang it. I thought I did. Okay, try now.
Let's see what happens. Okay. Can you all see that?
Yes. Looks great.
Cool. Let's get that full screen. Yeah, so thanks for having us. I know that we've just got a handful of minutes, so I'll try to move through this, as succinctly and as quickly as possible, but we appreciate your interest. One of the questions that Nikki forwarded to me that you all were interested in is our mission statement. And about 2 years ago, we actually took a crack at revising our mission statement. We'd had the same mission statement for really the first 25 years or so of our organization. And we felt it was time to update that. So what you see here on the screen is that updated mission statement. We conserve and care for the diverse wildlands, farms, and ranches of the Central Coast. We connect people to the land and to each other. And it's really that last part of the revised mission statement that I think we want to talk about a little bit here today. A little bit about us. We are like you guys, we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We were established in 1984. To date, we have conserved just north of 30,000 acres. That number is set to go up considerably here in the next handful of years. In fact, we're actually going to double that number if we're successful, at least with our projects in the next 5 years. And then I'm fond of saying, and Nikki, I think, has actually heard me say this too, that we have 3 legs of our stool, right? And those legs we like to call conserve, care, and connect. In sort of, the fewest number of words possible, conserve is just really what you might think of when you think of a land trust, getting out and doing conservation easements or buying the property in fee, essentially protecting land. Care is the sort of care and feeding, restoration and stewardship of lands we own, and also of lands that we are hired to steward and care for. And then lastly, connect is outreach, education, and getting out in front of the community. And again, I think that's largely what we're talking about here today. Just a couple really pretty photos. This tree here we refer to as the lone oak. This is sits atop kind of one of the smaller hills at the Pismo Preserve. It has become really iconic for that property. We've had, myriad wedding proposals and the like take place there, and probably thousands of photographs have appeared on Instagram of this particular tree. A little further flung into the county, up in the northwest part of our county, we're working today on a conservation easement project at a property called the Etude Ranch. What you see in the photo here is the narrows of Nacimiento River. So in big water years, it's a popular spot for people to go boat up in a power boat or in a kayak or canoe, and just really gorgeous. This conservation easement would be about 7,500 acres, so a pretty significant conservation project. Another one of our projects that we have completed in fee, meaning we own it, is the Santa Rita Ranch. This is kind of halfway between Paso Robles and the coastal town of Cayucos, and 1,700 acres, again, so pretty significant. One day this property will be open for public use, not entirely like the Pismo Preserve, but it will be a little bit more limited than that. It's an exceptional property. It hosts the 3rd largest private lake in the county of San Luis Obispo. Going on, another area that we work a lot in is in agricultural landscapes, so farmlands, prime ag land, and ranching land. We have done a considerable amount of conservation work in the Los Osos Valley. Moving into care, this is in the Guadalupe Napomo Dunes, Black Lake Ecological Area. We own this. It's about 120 acres. We've been working there for almost 2 decades. Again, another spot in the dunes where we're hired by both the federal government and the state government to help do dune restoration work. We create wetlands along San Luis Obispo Creek, among other places. We use a variety of tools in our toolbox to do that, but one of our favorites is a cultural land management tool like goats, pictured here. And then connect. And again, I think we'll really spend most of our time talking about this. One of the principal ways that we have sought to connect people over the years is through the restoration of the Octagon Barn. The Octagon Barn was really reopened recently as the Octagon Barn Center, which features not only the barn itself, but a milking parlor and an amphitheater, all of which are available for events, for anything from weddings to concerts and so on. The Conservancy hosts a educational program that's rooted in 4th, 5th, and 6th grade in elementary school called Learning Among the Oaks. It is a widely successful program. It has received state funding to get it going, and then it has been sustainable ever since. What makes this really a fascinating and powerful program is that these individuals you see pictured here, we refer to as Oak ambassadors. And as ambassadors, they really are trained with sort of all things oak woodland and oak woodland ecology. And then they go on and they teach their peers, which makes it a really powerful and compelling program. We also have little pocket parks throughout the county. This one here happens to be located on the Napomo Mesa and the sort of rural portions of Arroyo Grande. We refer to this property as Kathleens Canyon Overlook, but it has a wonderful playground facility and a lot of interpretive elements that you can see sort of interwoven in there. We sneak these things in, you know, any chance to teach the kids about biology. So you can see you've got an anonymous hummingbird and a California red-legged frog there. Masquerading as toys. So any chance we can get for some sort of passive, if you will, educational opportunities, we'll take them. This park, we had a property there on the corner where we didn't really know what to do with it. It was directly outside of a housing community on the Mesa, and they didn't have anything like this. And we felt like it was a good opportunity for us to introduce people to conservation and give them something that they could enjoy. Volunteers. This is the story of tonight, at least as far as I'm concerned. You know, one of the questions that was on the list that Nikki forwarded to me was, what is our biggest pain point? Which is a phrase I don't know that I've heard before, but it certainly accurately describes the issue that we're dealing with. I would say that our biggest pain point to date is that we have hundreds, if not thousands, of individuals who contact us on an annual basis expressing a desire to volunteer with our organization. And we simply get overwhelmed with placing them on a project that's meaningful, you know, impactful. So it's meaningful to them and it's also meaningful to us. The project that they're doing isn't just busy work, but it's something that we actually need to get done. And we're placing them appropriately. So we're sort of utilizing their skill set to the best of both our and their ability in a way that is meaningful. That's been a real challenge for us as an organization. And I would love to say it's that we've done better over our 30-year history, but the reality is we've always struggled with this. And so when the opportunity came up to bring Nikki on through AmeriCorps, we jumped at it because we recognized this is a pain point for us, and yet we didn't have the bandwidth to really meaningfully address this. And so through Nikki and hopefully through you all, we can start to make some inroads on addressing that. Little volunteer bridge, just some really lovely photos. There's a California king snake, and then we'll wrap up here with some barn owls. So why don't I stop sharing unless there's anything anybody wanted to go back to? I'll just stop and we can have a conversation.
No, that was actually a great presentation, Daniel. We'll actually collect all the questions for the very end, and then we'll make sure to email any questions they've had to you. So it'll
Great.
be
Okay.
as easy as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
thank
love
you
it.
so much for that presentation. That was really cool. And thank you for all the visuals.